Yo, 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 what's going on, y'all? This your boy Casey Fit coming at y'all. I know it's late. Like I said, I was watching the Lakers and Rockets game. Lakers are up 2-1. But anyway, we ain't even talking about basketball right now. We talking about NXT. So how do I feel about NXT Super Tuesday 2? It was a pretty decent show. We got a new NXT champion. We decided to kick the show off with the NXT Championship match between Finn Balor and Adam Cole. This match was very good. Both of them were struggling like crazy. He had a lot of flips and dives, old school stuff going on. Everybody kept doing a finisher, but it just wasn't enough work. Wasn't didn't work out. So Finn Balor, again, he tried his finisher, and usually when he does it, he always gets the pinfall, but he wasn't able to because Adam Cole kicked off. So I guess it was like one last final one. He finally got it. He was able to do it. And now we have Finn Balor as your third time NXT World Heavyweight Champion. So after the match, you seen him in the back congratulating with Triple H, and then Adam Cole came out the woodwork and they did where they throw up the Baphomet. That's what that is. Where you the goat hands or the rock and roll hands or whatever. They did that because the both of them used to be together out there in New Japan when it was part of the Balor Club. So it was just showing a sign of respect. So next we got Rhea Ripley. She cuts a promo because later in the night, the main event, it was going to be Rhea Ripley taking on Mercedes Martinez in a steel cage match. And she pretty much said, I'm going to beat the snot out that woman. That's basically what she said. It's like, whatever it takes, I'm going to beat you up. That's basically what she said. So we cut to Robert Stone talking with Mackenzie. And then who comes out the woodwork? Shotzi. Shotzi Blackheart comes out the woodwork. Then Aaliyah comes out the woodwork. And then Shotzi, and Io Shirai, they both came out there. They beat the brakes off of her. So after they beat the brakes off of her, because they found their way all the way outside to the ring, they beat the brakes off of. It was like actually they beat the brakes off of the both of them, both her and Robbie Stone. After they beat the brakes off of the both of them, they both were standing in the ring looking at each other. Io Shirai was lifting her women's championship, and Shotzi Blackheart just snatched it out of her hand. So we're getting those two next week. And she said this. She looked at her and said, "Are you serious? Like you?" She talked about, "Yes, I want this." She said, "I don't want to hurt you," and she took her title back and walked out. So they'll probably put on a decent match. I'm hoping it's gonna be pretty good, but we'll see about that how that works. After that, we run over to the Gargano's house because you see them arguing with each other or talking about something, and apparently they're talking about Tegan because Tegan was supposed to be coming over because remember from last week when Candice was in the ring and she was talking about how she wanted to confront Tegan Knox, want to know if she's still down with her, if they still tight or are they not. So after that, we cut to Timothy Thatcher cutting a promo talking about how he's going to dissect Damian Priest and take that North American Championship off his shoulders. Like I said, Timothy Thatcher. Timothy Thatcher is Timothy Thatcher. Uh, I really don't care nothing about no Timothy Thatcher, but it is what it is. So after that, we got here's the down part. Y'all listen, let me tell y'all something, man. I know y'all been wanting me to actually do a video because I said what I had to say about Dream a long time ago, but as of now, it's officially over. The allegations are true because he actually admitted it. What he did, he know he was wrong as two left shoes. But I have no idea why WWE still has this man on their roster. Knowing dang well you got a sex defender on your roster, and he's still on there like ain't nothing wrong. He came out there, had some kind of he had his own jacket on, doing his little stance that he always do. I say, man, I'm done with the other team. I really am. And it's unfortunate. It's a brother, but you know what? Our people don't take that mess. I don't care if you look like us or not. We don't take that pedophile bull crap. We don't. I don't give a crap what you look like. Pedophilia don't go down up in here. Nowhere, nowhere sight. I ain't putting up with that foolishness. That mess got to go. Like I said, if I was WWE, I would have released his behind a long time ago. But the fact that he got away with it due to the system, according to this, the state of Florida, certain ages or something about consent, something stupid, real stupid. But like I say, man, at the end of the day, it is what it is. You still have him on the show, so he went against this young black dude, never seen him before. His name was Ashanti Adonis or something. Match was like real quick. Dude got a couple of moves in like he was gonna do something, but Velveteen basically beat the snot out of him. Got the victory 1-2-3. So after Velveteen win, he out there celebrating and everything. Who comes out of the woodwork? Kushida comes out the woodwork and they start brawling because of what happened the last time they was in the ring, because both of them was qualifying to win to get a shot at the North American title or takeover in that ladder match. After he had won, he beat the snot out of Kushida. Well, Kushida came in and tried to beat the snot out of him, and that's exactly what he was able to do. He was able to get back and beat the brakes off of him, and so, it is what it is. So, obviously, you're going to have a match with those two. So, next thing you know, we cut to Breezango. They sitting up in the chairs, cutting a promo, talking about how they're going to be doing everything they can to make these tag team titles mean something, and that now can't nobody beat them and everything. So, but as they were talking, they cut to Imperium because Imperium been jumping them. So obviously we getting a rematch. Next week we're gonna get those two going at it. And they said that they're gonna basically take those titles back, and they're gonna have the shortest tag team title reign in NXT history. So I'm looking forward to it, I guess. You know what I mean? Next, we get Bronson Reed versus Austin Theory due to what he did to him last week. This match was very good. Like I said, y'all, I am a huge Bronson Reed guy. Listen, I really didn't know about Bronson Reed when I first started seeing him. This young man is very good. He might be a big dude, but he can move. And then, like I said, this Austin Theory cat, I'm not too big on Austin Theory, but the match they had was very good. Austin Theory was selling like a mug. They mashed. You can see the chemistry between these two. That's why the match was very good. Both of them was doing moves here and there and everything, but at the end of the day, Bronson Reed was just too much for Austin Theory. Bronson Reed gets his win over him, and next after that, we cut back to the Gargano household. Now you see the ladies in the house, they sitting there eating. Candace up there talking, Johnny right there, and Johnny say, obviously, this is an awkward moment and you two need to talk, so let me get the heck up out of here. So he leaves, and so Candace starts going down and say, well, obviously, you've turned your back on me and all this stuff. She said, well, that's not true. You actually turned your back on me. And she said, well, we want you to do things the Gargano way. And she said, what do you mean the Gargano way? And then she started going on and belly aching, talking about all this other nonsense, the buffoonery, right? So after that, they cut back and let's see. Yeah, so after that, they cut to Adam Cole talking with Mackenzie. And Adam Cole pretty much says, yeah, you know what? I came up short tonight. That match with me and Balor had was very good. At the end of the match, I gave him props because he's a fellow compatriot of mine, and I showed him nothing but respect. But let it be known, if I get another shot at that title, you best believe I will be getting that NXT World Heavyweight Championship back, and that's undisputed. So then after that, they cut to Mercedes. Mercedes is cutting promo. She basically talking about how she gonna beat the brakes. She gonna beat the snot out of Rhea Ripley. And she said, I don't give a care what I gotta do. Because she said she gonna leave everything in that steel cage fight. If that means if she has to kill her, she's gonna do everything in her power to take everything, whatever. So, you know how these girls are. It is what it is, man. And when I say that, I'm talking about wrestlers in general, because they ain't just the girls, the dudes do the same thing. So after that, we get Roderick Strong with Bobby Fish in this corner versus Killian Dain. This match is okay. I wasn't really paying too much attention to it. Roger gets the victory, and after the victory, Undisputed Era started jumping Killian Dain. Where as they're jumping him, Drake Maverick comes out the woodwork for the rescue. Well, as they're beating up on him, they start beating up on Drake Maverick, right? So then, as he getting beat up on, Killian Dain gets this big old dumb man steel black pipe, and he start beating the brakes off of Undisputed Era because they get the heck up out of there. So, as Drake Maverick is over there in the corner, Killian Dain walks up to him like he finna beat the brakes off of him, and then he looking at him like, bro, what you gonna do? and then he turned away. He just drops it and he walks off. So Drake walks up to him, turns him around, and sticks his hand out like he wants him, like, yo man, let's form a tag team so we can take these buffoons out. And as soon as he was finna reach in and shake his hand, he knocks him out. So Killian Dain basically saying, nah, bro, I'm on my own. I don't need you. So it is what it is. So after that little segment, we cut right back to the Gargano household. And obviously they was coming to an agreement. Candice and Tegan are making a toast. And as they're making a toast, Candice goes and says, she doesn't hold her tongue. She goes back and says this. And this is the toast to me being the next next women's NXT champion. And as they're toasting, Tegan looks at her with the side eye and she say, what makes you think you're gonna be the next NXT women's champion? I'm gonna be the next women's champion. And she said, well, obviously you had your chance and it didn't work. You lost. She said, what is that supposed to mean? And next thing you know, they start going at it. They start having a little mini food fight. She takes the salad that they was eating because they was eating spaghetti and salad. She takes the salad, throws it on her, and then she takes her glass of water and throws it. Johnny must have been standing right there. He comes down. He tries to stop it, tries to bring peace or whatever. But he makes things worse. He pretty much starts bashing Tegan, calling her a bad friend, saying you're one of the worst friends ever and we should have never invited you here. She basically takes the bowl of spaghetti, throws it on top of his head and tells him F you, and she runs off. And so they start throwing everything. Somebody threw a plate and the plate broke the TV. And that's basically how that segment ends. It ends with Tegan storming out. So obviously she's not cool with them anymore because she said F to both of them. She really, even though she said F Johnny, that was an F you to all of them. That's basically what she said. She said, screw you Garganos. I'm done with you. Don't ever talk to me ever again. That's basically what she said. And she stormed out the house. So after that, we get to, Mackenzie talking to Priest, and she says, did you hear what that fool Timothy Thatcher said about you? He said, yeah, I heard. That fool is ugly as heck, and you know what? I'm going to rearrange his face too, because he can't get any more ugly. So if he wants a shot at my North American Championship, well, that's fine, because I'm not losing this title no time soon. So obviously they will be going at it next week for the North American Championship. This episode of NXT is looking like a little mini takeover because we got all these title matches on the line. So and obviously that's because both shows will be back on Wednesday night. So it is what it is. So we get to the main event. Rhea Ripley versus Mercedes in a steel cage match. And Mercedes comes out first, but she started putting all these weapons out. She started putting chairs, tables, everything, throwing it up in the cage, right? Well, as she's trying to do all this stuff, Rhea comes out the woodwork, starts beating the brakes off. Now, remember, the match doesn't start until both components or opponents get inside the steel cage match. The steel cage, whatever. She started using the steel cage and started beating her brakes off of her. So she already beat up, so she throws her in the ring, and then when she get in there, they lock it up. So the ladies are starting to tear it up. They're going back and forth. Now, look, y'all, I done already said, what's her name? Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley, to me, is Charlotte 2.0. But like I said, if I had to pick between who's the better wrestler, I got to go with Rhea Ripley. Rhea is 100,000% better wrestler than Charlotte. That's my opinion. I'm sticking with it. If y'all Charlotte fans, I said no disrespect to y'all, but I'm just telling you right now, Rhea Ripley is 100,000% better than Charlotte Flair. That's all I'm saying about that. And this Mercedes Martinez girl, she is good herself. That's why this match was great. The ladies was tearing it up, going back and forth, beating each other up, doing this, woo woo, pop, 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 all that everything. Then here come Robert Stone trying to get his behind up in there. So they was doing both of the ladies was doing their moves on each other, slamming each other on the back, whacking each other with the chair. I mean, they was tearing each other up. And you heard the granny. I think they had the Kindle stick out there. The Kindle stick was being used. They was whacking each other with the Kindle stick. The girls they was tearing each other up. They really was. So Robert Stone, he tried to get his goofy self up in there. Rhea tried to climb the gate, tried to get him. Mercedes hops up to start whacking her in the leg and everything. So she falls out. But as she did it, she was able to get Robert. And Robert pretty much was hanging outside of the steel cage the remainder of the match. So Mercedes tries to set up a table, and we already know that wrestling 99% of the time, if you set a trap, you're going through your own trap. I wish cats would realize, don't set a trap. You set a trap, you're going through it. She tried to set the table, and you already knew what was going to happen. She tried to put Rhea through that table, but Rhea ended up putting her through the table. Rhea gets the victory, and that's the end of Super Tuesday NXT 2. Overall, good show. Like I said, NXT. I agree with a lot of the cats in the the wrestling community that said that NXT is not the same, and I agree. But this episode was pretty decent. Like I said, I get NXT props when they put on the good show. I'm not gonna take a dump on them all the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come on here and give props where props is due. And this was a pretty decent episode, in my opinion. So, hey, it is what it is. What y'all think? Did y'all like this episode? Did y'all think this episode was great? Hit the comment section up. Let me know. And if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Remember, if you want to get in contact with me, I'm on Twitter at KC4L Wrestling Takes, aka Marcel at Beats2Blessing on Twitter. If you want to reach out to me, feel free. This your boy KC4L. I'm out.